Question 1. Which of the following statements accurately describes the purpose of liability insurance? A. To cover the insured's own property damage resulting from a collision. B. To provide financial protection against claims for injuries and damages to third parties. C. To reimburse the insured for lost income due to business interruption. D. To cover the legal expenses incurred in defending against personal lawsuits. Answer: B. To provide financial protection against claims for injuries and damages to third parties. Explanation: liability insurance is designed to protect individuals and businesses from the financial consequences of legal claims resulting from injuries or damages they may cause to others. This includes bodily injury, property damage, and personal injury claims. Under Delaware law, particularly in Title 18 of the Delaware Code, liability insurance provides crucial coverage that shields policyholders from potentially devastating financial losses. Option A describes auto insurance coverage, while Option C relates to business interruption insurance. Option D, while related to legal expenses, does not encompass the full scope of what liability insurance covers, making B the most accurate choice. Question 2. In the context of underwriting principles, which of the following factors is least likely to influence an underwriter's decision? A. The applicant's credit score and financial stability. B. The applicant's previous claims history. C. The applicant's favorite color and personal preferences. D. The location of the property to be insured. Answer: C. The applicant's favorite color and personal preferences. Explanation: underwriting is a critical function in the insurance industry involving the assessment of risks to determine eligibility for coverage and premium pricing. Factors such as the applicant's credit score, A, previous claims history, B, and the location of the property, D, are all pertinent considerations that directly impact the risk profile of the applicant. However, the applicant's favorite color, C, is irrelevant to the underwriting process and does not influence the decision-making criteria. Understanding the underwriting principles is essential for insurance professionals to evaluate risk accurately and fairly. Question 3, scenario-based. Mr. Thompson owns a commercial building that houses several businesses. During a severe storm, a large tree falls on the building, causing extensive damage. After filing a claim with his property insurer, Mr. Thompson learns that the insurer denies the claim based on an exclusion in the policy regarding acts of God. What should Mr. Thompson do next to address this denial? A. Accept the denial without question, as it is standard in insurance policies. B. Review the policy for specific language regarding exclusions and consult with a legal expert if necessary. C. Immediately file a complaint with the Delaware Department of Insurance to contest the insurer's decision. D. Begin repairs on the building without further consultation since he believes the damage is covered. Answer: B. Review the policy for specific language regarding exclusions and consult with a legal expert if necessary. Explanation: when an insurance claim is denied, the first step is to carefully review the policy to understand the specific language regarding exclusions, such as acts of God. Insurance policies often contain numerous provisions that may affect coverage. By understanding the details of the policy, Mr. Thompson can better assess whether the denial is justified. Consulting a legal expert can also provide insight into any potential avenues for appeal or litigation. Option A is not advisable, as accepting the denial without understanding the terms could lead to further losses. Option C, while filing a complaint may be an option, is not the immediate first step. Understanding the policy is crucial. Option D could lead to additional complications, as performing repairs without resolution may violate the terms of the insurance policy or lead to further losses not covered by the insurer. Therefore, B is the most prudent course of action. Question 4. Which of the following is a common exclusion found in most commercial general liability (CGL) insurance policies? A. Liability for bodily injury to employees. B. Liability arising from the use of vehicles. C. Liability for damages caused by intentional acts. D. Liability for property damage to the insured's own property. Answer: A. Liability for bodily injury to employees. Explanation: commercial general liability (CGL) policies are designed to protect businesses from claims of bodily injury and property damage to third parties. However, they typically exclude liability for bodily injury to employees, as this is generally covered under workers' compensation insurance. This exclusion is mandated to avoid overlaps between different types of insurance coverage. Options B and C can be covered under separate policies like auto insurance and professional liability insurance, respectively, while D also highlights the principle that CGL does not cover damage to the insured's own property, which is why is the correct answer. Question 5. Under Delaware law, which of the following statements about the duty to defend in liability insurance is correct? A. Insurers are only obligated to defend claims that are clearly covered by the policy. B. The duty to defend is broader than the duty to indemnify. C. Insurers can refuse to defend any claim if they believe the claim will not result in a payout. D. The duty to defend applies only to claims filed in court, not to administrative claims. Answer. B. The duty to defend is broader than the duty to indemnify. Explanation. In Delaware, as in many jurisdictions, the duty of an insurer to defend a policyholder is indeed broader than the duty to indemnify. This means that if any allegations in a claim fall within the coverage of the policy, the insurer must provide a defense, regardless of whether the allegations ultimately prove to be covered by the insurance policy. Option A is incorrect because the obligation to defend is triggered by any potential for coverage. Option C misinterprets the duty to defend, as insurers cannot refuse to defend simply based on their belief about the likelihood of a payout. Option D is also incorrect, as the duty to defend applies to any claim related to covered allegations, not limited to court actions. Question 6. Which of the following best describes the concept of subrogation in the context of casualty insurance? A. The insurer's right to adjust the claim amount based on the insured's previous claims history. B. The insured's obligation to maintain their property in good condition to avoid claims. C. The insurer's right to pursue a third party for recovery of claims paid to the insured. D. The process of investigating claims to determine their validity. Answer. C. The insurer's right to pursue a third party for recovery of claims paid to the insured. Explanation. Subrogation is a fundamental principle in insurance that allows an insurer to step into the shoes of the insured after a loss has occurred. When the insurer pays a claim to the insured, it retains the right to pursue recovery from any third party responsible for the loss. This ensures that the party at fault is held accountable for damages, preventing the insured from being unjustly enriched. Option is incorrect as it describes an adjustment process rather than subrogation. Option B relates to the duties of the insured, while option D pertains to the claims handling process, making C the correct definition of subrogation. Question 7. Mr. Ramirez operates a food truck and has purchased a commercial auto insurance policy. While making a delivery, he accidentally damages a customer's property. What type of coverage will most likely respond to this claim? A. General liability coverage under the food truck's commercial auto policy. B. Property damage liability coverage included in his commercial auto insurance policy. C. Personal injury protection coverage. D. Umbrella insurance coverage that Mr. Ramirez has purchased. Answer. B. Property damage liability coverage included in his commercial auto insurance policy. Explanation. In this scenario, Mr. Ramirez's commercial auto insurance policy will likely include property damage liability coverage, which is designed to cover damages to third-party property resulting from the use of the insured vehicle. This is essential for business operations, particularly for those involving transportation. Option is incorrect because general liability coverage typically does not extend to vehicle use. It covers general business operations. Option C, personal injury protection. PIP provides medical benefits to the insured but does not cover property damage. Option D, while beneficial for additional coverage, does not apply directly to this specific incident, making B the most appropriate choice. Is specific incident making B the most appropriate choice? Question 8. In the context of Delaware workers' compensation, which of the following statements is true regarding benefits provided to injured workers? A. Injured workers can receive benefits regardless of fault. B. Workers' compensation only covers medical expenses and not lost wages. C. Employers can choose whether to offer workers' compensation coverage based on their preference. D. Workers' compensation benefits are taxable income for the injured worker. Answer A. Injured workers can receive benefits regardless of fault. Explanation. Under Delaware workers' compensation law, injured workers are entitled to benefits regardless of who was at fault for the accident. This is a key aspect of workers' compensation systems designed to provide financial support to employees who are injured on the job without the need to prove negligence. Option B is misleading. While medical expenses are covered, workers' compensation also provides for lost wages through wage loss benefits. Option C is incorrect as most employers in Delaware are required by law to carry workers' compensation insurance. Option D is also false. Workers' compensation benefits are generally not subject to income tax, making the correct statement. Question 9. Which of the following risk management techniques is most appropriate for minimizing the financial impact of potential losses? A. Risk retention. B. Risk transfer. C. Risk avoidance. D. Risk sharing. Answer: B. Risk transfer. Explanation: risk transfer is a risk management technique that involves shifting the financial burden of risk from one party to another, typically through insurance. By purchasing insurance, individuals or businesses can protect themselves from the financial impact of potential losses. Option A. Risk retention involves accepting the risk and its potential consequences, which is not suitable for minimizing financial impact. Option C. Risk avoidance entails eliminating the risk altogether, which may not always be feasible. Option D. Risk sharing involves distributing the risk among multiple parties, which can also help but does not provide the same level of financial protection as risk transfer through insurance, making B the most appropriate choice. Question 10. A business owner discovers that a competitor has copied their advertising strategy and is claiming it as their own. Which of the following types of insurance might provide coverage for this situation? A. General liability insurance. B. Errors and omissions insurance. C. Business interruption insurance. D. Intellectual property insurance. Answer: D. Intellectual property insurance. Explanation: intellectual property insurance is designed to protect businesses from risks associated with their intellectual property rights, including trademarks, copyrights, and trade secrets. In this scenario, the competitor's actions potentially infringe upon the business owner's intellectual property rights, making this insurance relevant. Option A. General liability insurance typically covers bodily injury and property damage, but does not extend to intellectual property disputes. Option B. Errors and omissions insurance provides coverage for professional mistakes or negligence, but not for IP-related claims. Option C. Business interruption insurance compensates for lost income due to disruptions in operations, but does not cover legal disputes, making D the correct answer. Question 11. Which of the following factors is typically considered during the underwriting process of commercial auto insurance? A. The insured's credit history. B. The frequency of employee training programs. C. The business's gross revenue. D. The age of the business owner. Answer A. The insured's credit history. Explanation: underwriting in commercial auto insurance involves evaluating various risk factors associated with the insured and the vehicle. Insurers often review the insured's credit history, as it can be indicative of financial responsibility and the likelihood of filing claims. Option B. Employee training programs may influence risk but is not a standard factor in underwriting. Option C. Gross revenue, while relevant for certain commercial coverages, does not directly impact underwriting decisions for auto insurance. Option D. The age of the business owner is generally not a significant factor in the underwriting process, thus is the most applicable choice. Question 12. In the context of Delaware insurance regulations, what is required for a producer to maintain their license? A. Proof of continual employment with an insurance company. B. Completion of ongoing education requirements. C. Submission of quarterly sales reports. D. Demonstration of ethical practices through a written examination. Answer: B. Completion of ongoing education requirements. Explanation: Delaware requires insurance producers to complete ongoing education to maintain their licenses. This ensures that producers stay current with industry knowledge, regulations, and best practices. Option is incorrect, as continual employment is not a requirement. Producers can work independently. Option C. Submitting sales reports is not a standard requirement for license maintenance in Delaware. Option D is misleading, as while ethical practices are important, they are not assessed through a separate written examination but are part of the overall educational requirements. Therefore, B is the correct answer. Question 13. Which type of insurance is specifically designed to cover the costs associated with errors made by professionals in their services? A. General liability insurance. B. Workers' compensation insurance. C. Errors and omissions insurance. D. Commercial property insurance. Answer: C. Errors and omissions insurance. Explanation: errors and omissions (EO) insurance is specifically tailored for professionals to protect against claims arising from negligent acts, errors, or omissions in the performance of their professional duties. This coverage is crucial for service providers such as consultants, accountants, and attorneys. Option A. General liability insurance covers bodily injury and property damage but not professional errors. Option B, workers' compensation insurance, covers employee injuries, and option D, commercial property insurance, protects physical assets, making C the correct choice. Question 14. Mr. Johnson is a small business owner who received a lawsuit for slander from a former employee. Which type of coverage within his liability policy might respond to this claim? A. Commercial auto liability coverage. B. General liability coverage. C. Professional liability coverage. D. Employment practices liability coverage. Answer: D. Employment practices liability coverage. Explanation: employment practices liability insurance provides coverage for claims arising from employment-related issues, including slander, wrongful termination, and discrimination. In this scenario, the lawsuit for slander directly relates to Mr. Johnson's employment practices. Option B, general liability coverage, typically does not cover claims arising from employment practices. Option C, professional liability coverage, relates to errors in professional services but does not apply here. An option that pertains to vehicle use, making D the correct answer. Question 15. Under Delaware law, which of the following statements about workers' compensation benefits is true? A. Benefits are limited to medical expenses only. B. Workers can sue their employers for pain and suffering. C. Benefits are provided regardless of the worker's fault in the injury. D. Workers' compensation coverage is optional for employers. Answer: C. Benefits are provided regardless of the worker's fault in the injury. Explanation: Delaware's workers' compensation system operates on a no-fault basis, meaning that benefits are available to injured workers regardless of who caused the injury. This system is designed to ensure that workers receive prompt medical care and wage replacement without the need to establish fault. Option A is incorrect because workers' compensation covers both medical expenses and lost wages. Option B is false, as workers generally cannot sue their employers for pain and suffering due to the exclusive remedy provision of workers' compensation. Option D is misleading, as most employers in Delaware are legally required to carry workers' compensation insurance, making C the accurate statement. Question 16. Which of the following is a primary purpose of commercial umbrella insurance? A. To provide basic liability coverage for small businesses. B. To extend liability limits beyond standard policy limits. C. To cover the insured's own property damage. D. To reduce the cost of primary liability policies. Answer: B. To extend liability limits beyond standard policy limits. Explanation: commercial umbrella insurance is designed to provide additional liability coverage beyond the limits of the insured's primary liability policies, such as general liability or commercial auto insurance. This helps protect businesses from catastrophic losses that exceed their existing coverage limits. Option is incorrect, as umbrella insurance does not provide basic liability coverage that is the role of standard policies. Option C is misleading because umbrella insurance does not cover property damage. It is strictly for liability coverage. Option D, while cost-effective, is not the primary purpose of umbrella insurance, making B the correct choice. Question 17. Which of the following concepts is critical in determining the insurability of a risk during the underwriting process? A. The frequency of claims history. B. The physical condition of the insured property. C. The moral hazard associated with the insured. D. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. Explanation: all the options listed are critical in evaluating a risk during the underwriting process. The frequency of claims history provides insight into the risk level, while the physical condition of the insured property affects its vulnerability to loss. Additionally, moral hazard refers to the potential for dishonesty or irresponsible behavior by the insured, which can impact the insurability of a risk. Therefore, D is the most comprehensive answer, as all the factors play a significant role in the underwriting decision. Question 18. Which of the following best describes the concept of a loss adjustment in the claims process? A. The initial investigation of the claim to determine validity. B. The negotiation process between the insurer and the insured regarding coverage. C. The calculation of the amount to be paid to the insured after a loss. D. The final review of the claim file before settlement. Answer: C. The calculation of the amount to be paid to the insured after loss. Explanation: loss adjustment refers to the process by which an insurer evaluates a claim to determine the amount of loss and the payment due to the insured. This includes assessing the damage, determining policy coverage, and calculating the settlement amount. Option A describes the investigation phase, while option B pertains to negotiations rather than loss adjustment. Option D relates to final review processes, but does not specifically define loss adjustment, making C the most accurate description. Question 19. Under Delaware insurance regulations, which of the following is true regarding policy form approval? A. Insurers can use any policy form without approval. B. Policy forms must be filed and approved by the Delaware Department of Insurance before use. C. Policy form approval is optional for commercial insurance. D. Policy forms must be submitted for approval every 3 years. Answer: B. Policy forms must be filed and approved by the Delaware Department of Insurance before use. Explanation: in Delaware, all insurance policy forms must be filed with and approved by the Delaware Department of Insurance prior to being used. This ensures that the policy forms comply with state regulations and protect consumer rights. Option is incorrect because using unapproved forms would violate regulations. Option C is misleading. A policy form approval is mandatory for all types of insurance. Option D is also incorrect, as there is no specific time frame for resubmitting policy forms once they have been approved, making B the correct answer. Question 20. Which type of insurance would provide coverage for damage caused by natural disasters to a business property? A. General liability insurance. B. Flood insurance. C. Workers' compensation insurance. D. Business interruption insurance. Answer: B. Flood insurance. Explanation: flood insurance specifically covers damages caused by flooding, which is typically excluded from standard commercial property insurance policies. Businesses located in flood-prone areas are often required to purchase this coverage to protect against losses due to natural disasters. Option A. General liability insurance does not cover property damage caused by natural disasters. Option C. Workers' compensation insurance addresses employee injuries, but not property damage. Option D covers lost income due to business disruptions, but does not address the physical damage itself, making B the correct choice. Question 21. What is the primary purpose of a fidelity bond? A. To protect against property damage claims. B. To cover losses due to employee dishonesty. C. To provide liability coverage for business operations. D. To ensure payment of workers' compensation benefits. Answer: B. To cover losses due to employee dishonesty. Explanation: a fidelity bond is specifically designed to protect businesses from financial losses resulting from employee theft, fraud, or dishonesty. This type of bond provides reassurance to employers that they will be compensated for any losses incurred due to dishonest acts by employees. Option A refers to property insurance. Option C relates to general liability coverage, and option D pertains to workers' compensation, making B the most accurate choice. Question 22. Which of the following actions may lead to a denial of a claim under a homeowner's insurance policy in Delaware? A. The policyholder failed to pay the premium. B. The damage was caused by an excluded peril listed in the policy. C. The policyholder made a material misrepresentation during the application process. D. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. Explanation: all the options listed can result in a claim denial under a homeowner's insurance policy. Non-payment of premiums, option A, can lead to policy cancellation, excluding coverage for claims. Damage caused by excluded perils, option B, means that the insurer is not liable for the loss. A material misrepresentation during the application process, option C, can void the policy. Therefore, D is the correct choice, as all these actions may lead to a denial of a claim. Question 23. What is subrogation in the context of insurance claims? A. The process of assessing property damage. B. The right of an insurer to pursue a third party for recovery of claims paid. C. The negotiation of claim settlements between the insurer and insured. D. The initial investigation of the claim's validity. Answer: B. The right of an insurer to pursue a third party for recovery of claims paid. Explanation: subrogation is a legal right that allows insurers to seek recovery from third parties responsible for a loss after they have compensated the insured. This process ensures that the insurer can recoup some or all of the costs associated with the claim. Option A describes damage assessment, option C pertains to negotiation, and option D relates to the claims investigation process, making B the correct answer. Question 24. Which of the following statements regarding exclusions in insurance policies is correct? A. Exclusions are always negotiable. B. Exclusions typically reduce the premium of the policy. C. Exclusions limit the insurer's liability for specific risks. D. Exclusions are irrelevant in determining coverage. Answer: C. Exclusions limit the insurer's liability for specific risks. Explanation. Exclusions are specific provisions in an insurance policy that outline circumstances or risks not covered by the policy. They help the insurer manage risk and limit their liability for particular claims. While exclusions may impact premium costs, option B, they are not always negotiable, option A, and they play a crucial role in determining coverage, option D, making C the most accurate statement. Question 25. In Delaware, how often must an insurance company file its financial statements with the Department of Insurance? A. Annually. B. Semi-annually. C. Quarterly. D. Monthly. Answer A. Annually. Explanation. In Delaware, insurance companies are generally required to file their financial statements on an annual basis. This filing ensures that the Department of Insurance can monitor the financial health and solvency of the insurer. While some financial data may be submitted more frequently, the standard requirement for comprehensive financial statements is annual, making the correct choice. Question 26. An insured individual is found to have committed fraud on their application for coverage. What is the likely consequence under Delaware law? A. The insurer may be required to honor the policy. B. The policy may be rescinded from inception. C. The insured may receive a partial refund of premiums. D. The claim will be paid in full. Answer B. The policy may be rescinded from inception. Explanation. If an insured individual is found to have committed fraud during the application process, Delaware law allows the insurer to rescind the policy from its inception. This means that the policy is considered void as if it never existed, and the insurer is not liable for any claims. Option is incorrect because fraud negates coverage. Option C may not apply since the policy is void, and option D is incorrect because the claim would not be honored if fraud is proven, making B the correct answer. Question 27. Which of the following coverages is typically included in a commercial general liability CGL policy? A. Product liability coverage. B. Cyber liability coverage. C. Employment practices liability coverage. D. Directors and officers liability coverage. Answer A. Product liability coverage. Explanation. Commercial general liability CGL policies typically include product liability coverage, which protects businesses against claims arising from injuries or damages caused by products they sell or distribute. Option B. Cyber liability coverage is generally excluded or requires a separate policy. Option C. Employment practices liability is also usually not covered under a standard CGL policy and requires separate coverage. Option D. Directors and officers liability pertains to a different type of liability insurance, making the correct answer. Question 20. Which of the following is a characteristic of claims-made insurance policies? A. Coverage is triggered by when the incident occurs. B. Coverage is triggered by when the claim is reported. C. Coverage is automatically renewed each year without changes. D. Coverage is only available for property damage claims. Answer B. Coverage is triggered by when the claim is reported. Explanation. Claims-made insurance policies provide coverage for claims made during the policy period, regardless of when the incident occurred, as long as the claim is reported while the policy is in force. This means that the timing of the claim reporting is what triggers coverage. Option is characteristic of occurrence policies. Option C is misleading since claims-made policies may change upon renewal, and option D is incorrect as claims-made policies can cover various types of claims, making B the correct choice. Question 29. A business has a general liability policy with a $1 million per occurrence limit and a $2 million aggregate limit. If the business faces 3 separate claims of $600,000 each within the policy year, how much coverage will remain after the claims are settled? A. $800,000. B. $1 million. C. $1.2 million. D. $2 million. Answer A. $800,000. Explanation. The business has 3 claims of $600,000 each, totaling $1.8 million in claims. Since the policy has a per occurrence limit of $1 million, each claim will be paid up to that limit. After selling 3 claims, the total payouts will be $1 million for each claim, totaling $1.8 million. The aggregate limit is $2 million, so after paying $1.8 million, there will be $200,000 left in the aggregate limit. The remaining amount after the 3 claims is $800,000, making the correct answer. Question 30. In the context of Delaware insurance law, what is the purpose of the Insurer Receivership Act? A. To regulate premium rates for insurance policies. B. To provide a process for the liquidation of insolvent insurers. C. To protect consumers from unfair claims practices. D. To mandate coverage for specific risks. Answer: B. To provide a process for the liquidation of insolvent insurers. Explanation: the Insurer Receivership Act provides a framework for managing the liquidation of insurance companies that become insolvent. This law aims to protect policyholders and creditors by ensuring that there is a structured process to resolve claims and distribute remaining assets. Option A relates to rate regulation, option C pertains to claims practices, and option D concerns mandated coverage, making B the correct answer.